Hello, everybody. Welcome to our first Q&A session on our Monday evenings. Thank you so much for joining. Wonderful. We had a great response, and I've actually got a bunch of questions to get through already, some fantastic questions. The nature of red light therapy, unfortunately, is that it's kind of confusing. It does seem so strange that you can stand in front of a red light and get so many amazing benefits. So many people ask the same question, which, of course, is quite normal. So we'll just give it a few more minutes. If anybody watching, whether you're on Zoom or you're on Instagram Live, feel free to start posting your questions in the comments. For the people on Zoom, there's a little chat section. So here's a great question. It says, I don't understand what red light therapy will do for me. Please, can you explain that in its entirety? So that is, of course, a huge question. What can red light therapy do for me? And it's quite an interesting question, because the answer is that it can do so much for you. And of course, that's a strange answer, because when you really understand red light therapy, you realize that it can actually fix so many different problems. And it's a little bit strange to think, how can one thing fix so many problems? So the way red light therapy works is that you basically expose your body to very, very bright red and near infrared light. You can expose your face, your chest, anywhere on your body. And when you expose your body to this light, some very important things happen inside your body. And what that is the cells of your body absorb this red and near infrared light, and they use this light to create more cellular energy. So every single cell in our bodies has something called mitochondria. And mitochondria is what creates the cellular energy, which helps the cell to function, which helps the tissue to function, which eventually obviously is what keeps you alive. That's where your cellular energy comes from. It's the mitochondria. And our mitochondria are able to absorb red and infrared light, which comes out of these devices, and use it to make more cellular energy. So everything tends to work better. Everything tends to function better. And another thing that happens is that when this light penetrates our cells, we also experience a natural release of anti-inflammatories. So you get this extra energy in your cells, and you get an increase in the release of natural anti-inflammatories that go into your bloodstream and circulate around your body and decrease inflammation in all systems of your body. So those are the two most important things. There's a few other things, like the other thing that red light therapy does is it increases blood flow. Okay, and for most of us listening there, we'll know that why blood flow is so important. I mean, you need blood flow to go to your brain, right? You need blood flow to go to your limbs for them to work properly. Every corner of your body needs blood flow, and red light therapy increases blood flow. So those are probably the three most important things about red light therapy. Increases cellular energy, increases natural anti-inflammatories, and increases blood flow. And when you've got those three things working better in your body, or working very well in your body, that's why so many things can get better. That's why your skin ends up looking so much, younger and brighter and fresher. That's why aches and pains can disappear. That's why eyes can get so, healthier and stronger and focus easier. That's why athletes can experience better performance with red light therapy, because of those very important mechanisms of red light therapy. So I hope that answers that question there. So the best time of day for using red light therapy, that's another great question. And the best time, in my opinion, is in the morning. Okay, and right now in the Northern Hemisphere, it's winter, so it's very, very dark in the morning, very dark in the evening. My best recommendation is to use red light therapy soon after you wake up, but before you get too much bright light, in your face and in your eyes from the daytime. And the reason why I think that's the best time to use it is because we've evolved as humans in our brains and our bodies to experience very particular light patterns throughout the day. Okay, and think about your day starts in darkness, and then the sun comes up. But when the sun comes up, you see the oranges and the reds and the purples of the sunrise. And then obviously it gets to bright sunshine during the day. And again, at the end of the day, you see those oranges and reds and yellows with the sunset. So it's my opinion, and there's some good science behind it actually, is that the best time to use red light therapy is at those 2 points in the day, sunrise and sunset, because that's actually when your body has evolved to receive this, especially the red part of red light therapy. That's when our bodies have evolved to receive that red light. So it kind of ties into the circadian rhythm. If you can match, any part of your health practice to your circadian rhythm, you'll just be doing that much better, because your cells of your body and the systems of your body respond better if things happen in a regular circadian rhythm. So my opinion is best time to use red light therapy is in the morning, just after you wake up and before you get bright light. So you wake up, you do your bathroom business, whatever you got to do, then you have your red light therapy session. You get it all over your body, you get it on your face, you get it in your eyes, and that's your sunrise. And then you switch on all your lights, or you go outside, or you go out into the day, and most people will feel a great increase in energy if they kind of follow that system, okay? Let's see. Which red light is best for eye health? And can you look directly into the light with your eyes open? Okay. Any of the devices that we sell will work for eye health. The important part is the distance from the light, because red light therapy is very, very powerful. And it has to be powerful, because if you want the light to go deep into your bones, deep into your organs, into your heart and into your lungs and your gut and your knees and your muscles, you need very, very powerful light, because it's got to get through your body. But for your face and for your eyes, you don't need very powerful light. So any kind of red light will work, but with our lights, I can't give advice for other companies' products, because I don't know the power of the device, and that's important with the eyes and the face. So with our devices, all you do is you get about arm's length away from the light. No matter which one it is, you get arm's length away, which is about 65 centimeters, and you just look in the direction of the light. You don't have to stare directly into the light. You don't even have to have your eyes open. If the light is very, very bright for you, if it's hurting your eyes and they're sensitive, keep your eyes closed. You're still getting great results. And if your eyes are very sensitive, you can move the light even further away, so further than arm's length away, because the greater the distance, the weaker the light will be that's reaching your face and your eyes. And that's perfectly fine, because you don't need that much light for your eyes especially. So arm's length away, you just gaze in the direction of the light. You can gaze above the light, below the light, to the sides. You can gaze all around it, just so the light gets into your eyes. And if you've got your eyes closed, it doesn't really matter. You will still, of course, feel the light coming into your eyes. And most people within, some people a few days, some people a couple of weeks, they already feel their eyes getting stronger, and eventually they can open their eyes. You don't have to look directly into it. I do often, just because I use red light therapy so much. I don't intentionally look into it, but I don't hide away from it either. But just beware that bright light, like any bright light, like the headlights of a car or the sun, any bright light is uncomfortable. Don't stare into it. It's the same for red light therapy. So someone's asking about the Pango pad. How close should I sit to it for my face? And should I use it red, green, or blue? The Pango pad, for those that might not be familiar, the Pango pad is our flexible red light. It's a wearable red light therapy wrap that you kind of wrap around your joints. It's specifically made for joint pain, and it actually can't work for the face. So if you're looking for face benefits like skin or scarring, or for the eyes, the Pango pad really is not the best option. And that's because it's designed to have direct skin contact for the joints and for the muscles to go around the body. So you can't sit a distance from it and use it for your face, because it's too weak for that. you can wrap it around the bottom of your face. You know, if you have jaw pain or you have some scarring, or the men out there, if you want to grow, you know, a thicker beard, you can wrap the pad around your face, but only the lower part. It's not advised to wrap it around your eyes. You can't use the Pain Go pad for your eyes, but you can wrap it around the bottom, and you can use any of the settings. Green is the most beneficial setting, but you can use green, red, or blue. So that's the Pain Go pad. So someone's kind of asking about, you know, I guess they're asking about the warranty with our devices. They're worried that the device is quite expensive. What happens if it breaks? We have very, very robust warranties, and more importantly than that, we don't want anybody to waste money. You know, so we quite often, you know, people ask us, should I use red light therapy? We like to discuss, well, what exactly are you hoping to get out of it? Let's discuss what your goals are. Because personally, I don't want people to spend money on my products and never use them, or then, you know, they just complain that they don't get results. And the same thing with the warranty. If you buy from us, you are covered by between a 1 year, a 3 year, and a 5 year warranty, depending which product you buy. And even if you get out of that warranty and you have a problem with your light, we just say, please drop us a line, email us. We always do what we can to help. The lights are extremely high quality, so the breakdown rate is very, 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 very low. So it's really not something to worry about. But if something does go wrong, we will always try and help you the best we can, even if, you know, the warranty is over. What is the recommended daily exposure to red and infrared light? It really depends on your goals, you know. So if you're, and what I mean by that is, because if you have pain, a lot of pain, or if you have muscle problems, or you're an athlete, you know, sports performance, you need more red light therapy. But if you're just looking for general health benefits, perhaps you're kind of a biohacker, you're into health optimization, you just want to be as healthy as possible for as long as possible, you need slightly less. And if you're just looking for beauty benefits or eye benefits, or, you know, benefits for the face, you need even less. So it kind of depends on what your goals are. But let's say for a health optimization sake, you'd want between 10 and 15 minutes a day, and you want to cover as much of your body as possible. So if you get a small light, you want to perhaps, you know, use it on your face for sure, maybe use it on your thyroid, and then maybe use it on, you know, some aching bones or joints that you have. If you have bigger lights, you really want to get your face and your throat and your chest and your belly and your spine, if possible, as well. Those are the best places. And if you have really large setups, you can just get your whole body. It's absolutely fantastic. And you can, you know, be anywhere from, if it's just the face, 5 minutes a day, that's all you need. If you're going, you know, full sports performance, you can go for, you know, up to 25 minutes, depending on your setup. Depending how big your light is. Do you need to cover your eyes when using the infrared lamp? No, absolutely not. You do not need eye protection, but you do need to use the light according to our guidelines, okay? So if you're using the light for your face, you have to keep arm's length away. This close, it's too close, it's too powerful for your face. It's not advised. Your skin is very fine, your eyes are very fine. You don't need that much power. If you've got a painful wrist, you can be right on the wrist, because then you get into the bones and the joints and the tendons and the ligaments. That's beautiful for joint pain or muscle pain, or for the chest and the heart and the lungs. You can get very, very close. But for the eyes, arm's length away, no eye protection is needed, but you can just close your eyes if you need to. Can we pair the device with a PEMF machine? For those that don't know, the PEMF machine is pulsed electric magnetic frequencies, and it's a very great device. It's another kind of health device that you can use. You just kind of touch it to your skin, and it runs certain kinds of electric currents through your body. Very good for you, very healthy. And you can combine, I guess this is a broader question that we get a lot. And can you combine red light therapy with other treatments, as it were, you know? So whether you're doing your ice bath, your sauna, fasting, weightlifting, yoga, breath practice, meditation, things like that, can you combine them together? And, you know, to be honest, my personal opinion is I don't think it's a good idea to combine too many things together all at once. And the reason is because all these health hacks and all these health practices that we do, they all have a certain chemical effect on the body. Okay, so when you have an ice bath, you're actually creating like a hormonal chemical effect in your body that's trying to keep you alive. You know, there's a big hormonal response, there's a big chemical response trying to keep you alive. And it's that response that actually makes you healthier over time. Same with red light therapy, same with saunas, same with weightlifting, same with fasting. They all create a certain chemical response that gets better with time and makes you healthier over time. And I just think that, and there's quite a bit of science around this as well that I've read. And what happens is if you do an ice bath and then you immediately get out and you do red light therapy, your body can only have one chemical reaction at a time and can only have one hormonal response at a time. So if you do your ice bath, you're getting all that hormonal response there, and then you get out and you do red light therapy. And now you're almost using the red light therapy to, I don't want to say cancel, but you're dampening the ice bath benefits and then trying to get the red light therapy benefits. So instead of getting all the benefits from the ice, or all the benefits from the red light therapy, you're getting a little bit from this and a little bit from that. Okay, and then what many people do is then they'll jump in a sauna as well. So then you got ice bath, red light therapy, sauna. You're not getting the full complement of all of them. You're getting a little bit of each, and some of them are very counterintuitive. Well, very counter chemical, I suppose. I'm not sure what the term would be. So, you know, and that could be the same for the PEMF stuff. So it's my opinion, less might be more in this instance, you know. So for example, I do the ice bath, I do the saunas, I do the red light therapy, I do the weightlifting, I do the fasting, but I structure them in a very certain way. So an easiest way to think about it is, if I know I'm going to jump in the sea, or I'm going to jump in an ice bath, I won't do red light therapy that morning. You know, if I'm going to do an ice bath in the morning, I won't do red light therapy. I'll just stay natural, jump in the ice bath and get all the ice bath benefits and let them just carry on as long as they can. And then I might do a red light therapy session right at the end of the day again, leave a good, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours between them. Same with the sauna. If I'm going to do a sauna, I won't do red light therapy. I'll just focus on my sauna, do one thing, do the sauna, have a good session, and enjoy the benefits thereof. So in a nutshell, I know it's very tempting. You know, I did it myself, you know, when I first got into this. You just want to do everything at the same time, you know. So you want to do a 24-hour fast and then an ice bath and then go for a nice walk and then do some, sometimes it can be too much, you know. It can be mentally overwhelming and it can be physically overwhelming. So, and that's my opinion there. Just give yourself a break. If using near-infrared light for your head, is it best in the morning only? Look, the morning is the best time in my opinion, but any time is better than nothing. So I recommend morning time because it links up with your circadian rhythm and the sunrise and all that. But if you don't have time in the morning, you can do it at 10 a.m., 11 a.m., lunchtime, 4 p.m., anything like that. I don't recommend doing it too close to bedtime because it's just not really that natural to get so much, you know, red and infrared light just before you climb into bed. Let's see. How often to use for eyes? Every day. You can do 5 days a week. You can do 7 days a week. Some people like to take a couple of days off here and there. So anywhere from 5 to 7 days a week is fine. For eyes, you only need 3 to 5 minutes a day. What are my top tips for brain fog? So that's a great question. And I think, I mean, I've definitely suffered with brain fog before, and a lot of people do suffer from brain fog. And one of the most important things, I think this is probably one of the most important things for, you know, any kind of illness or I don't want to say disability, dis-ease, any kind of physical or mental kind of struggle, a lot of it comes down to inflammation, and brain fog is one of those as well. So, the most simple advice for brain fog is you've got to reduce your inflammation, because when your body's inflamed, your brain is inflamed. And when your brain is inflamed, the thoughts and the neurons literally aren't firing as they should or as fast as they could. And that's why you can feel confused, you can feel unsure, you can kind of stumble your words, things like that. That is, the symptoms of brain forgetfulness. So top tips is absolutely get inflammation down as fast as possible, as much as possible. And inflammation comes from all sorts of places. The biggest one, I guess, is probably food, nutrition, things like that. Make sure you get your diet on point. Make sure you eat as clean as possible, keeping your carbohydrates as low as possible, especially processed carbohydrates. If you're eating a lot of bread, or you might be having big smoothies, and even though things like that are supposed to be healthy, very often they're full of sugar. Sugar is very inflammatory for the whole body, including the brain. So just doing as much as you can to reduce inflammation. Of course, red light therapy is fantastic for reducing inflammation. So if brain fog is a big problem, you can shine the devices on the back of your head. That's very good for the brain health and for the brain fog. But even if you get red light therapy on your skin, it can actually help your brain, because there's chemical reactions in the skin that go into the blood, and obviously the blood eventually circulates through the brain. So that could help as well. I hope that's helpful. It also depends on your lifestyle. Like this person who's asked about the brain fog, we'd have to sit one-on-one and literally talk about your lifestyle and see what's going on. Are there any downside, short-term or long-term, or is it that there hasn't been enough testing to find out if there's anything long-term yet? Red light therapy, people are very surprised to hear this. Red light therapy is already very, very, very long-term. It's been studied, since the early 1900s. It's been studied with lasers since the 1960s. And to date, we still do not have any negative side effects of red light therapy. The worst thing that you can experience is some headaches, some what they call like a healing crisis, or a kind of detox symptoms. If you're quite unwell and then you start red light therapy, very often, your body can be kicked into gear, as it were, and things start to heal. And then you can sometimes feel a bit poorly for a while, for a couple of days, and that's literally the worst of it. There's no negative side effects associated with red light therapy. It really is one of those, miracle treatments that just, the more we learn about it, the more amazing it seems. And that's actually quite interesting. One of the reasons why red light therapy is so amazing is because it actually comes from the sun. It's the healthiest parts of the sun that we've discovered, and we've been able, thanks to technologies, to take them out of the sun and put them into an electric device that you can use in your house. And one of the healthiest parts of the sun, all sunlight is healthy in certain doses. You need the UV light, of course. You need all the colors of the rainbow. But the red and the infrared light that come from the sun is what our bodies, for some reason, have evolved to absorb that kind of light and to use that light as energy. We can't use blue light, green light, yellow light, all that stuff as energy. They are beneficial for other reasons, but they don't get turned into energy like red and infrared light. So that's what's so amazing about it. And that's why it's so healthy, because it comes from the sun, it's natural, and we've been dosing ourselves with red light therapy for, millions and millions and millions of years. Can you put the target light directly on your skin? Yes, you absolutely can. I wouldn't put it on the face, because the face needs, much weaker light. It doesn't need such intense, powerful light. But if you've got, anywhere else on the body, you can put it directly on your skin. I do all the time because, I tend to use it for muscle pain and joint pain from sport. So I just, right now I'm struggling with some finger injuries. So I just put my hand on the table, put the Target Light 2 right on top of my hand, right on my fingers, and then I can use my other hand and, maybe do a bit of work or play on my phone, and the light is directly on my hand, and it's not a problem at all. Will it help with neuroinflammation associated with PTSD? Yes, basically. There's some fantastic science around red light therapy for the brain, not only for the physical brain, but for the mind and for mental conditions as well. So it will absolutely help with inflammation of the brain. For the head and the brain, the best spots are around the back of the head. So literally at the base of the skull where the neck goes in, placing the light there, placing the light on the forehead, the crown of the head, and even on the temples. You can do it on the temples, on the side of the head as well. Very, very good for the brain. You need longer sessions. I do at least 10 minutes per area. So it does turn into quite long sessions, but you can do 10 minutes there on Monday, 10 minutes there on Tuesday, 10 minutes there on Wednesday. You don't have to do it all in one session, but a good amount of time is because it has to go through the skull, that takes a lot of energy. So it needs to go through the skull, then into the brain, and that's how the brain gets the benefits, how the lights get into the brain. What makes one device better than another for the red light therapy? I'm not sure if that person is talking about, if Claire is talking about different companies or different shape lights. So obviously some lights are very, very small. So those are better for spot treatments. You can't treat your whole body in one go with a small light. So that's what the small lights are good for. And then they go up in size because the more of your body you can treat at one time, the more benefits you can get. So if Claire's referring to that, that might be that. Or if she's talking about companies, most of the mainstream companies these days, most of the big companies, the big brands, all the lights are great. So if that's what you mean, they're all very, very similar. They're all powerful enough. They're all good enough for red light therapy. Is it good for arthritis and rheumatoid arthritis? Absolutely, yes. It's an absolute game changer for joint pain, any kind of joint pain, any kind of pain, really. But arthritis and rheumatoid arthritis, we get fantastic results. It really helps with mobility. It decreases pain, decreases the sensation of the grinding, increases the blood flow. It's absolutely wonderful. And it's one of the things that I actually love most about red light therapy is that, the references and the reviews and the testimonials I receive about people with pain, it's really life-changing. So if you're suffering with any kind of pain, red light therapy is fantastic. How long and what setting for osteoarthritis in the fingers? I have a Target Light 2. So I would, with the Target Light 2 and the fingers, I would put it directly on top of the hand. Just kind of keep your fingers together if you can, and just put the light bulb directly on top of it. Use red and infrared light together, the combination setting, and I would do 5 minutes on the front, then turn it around and kind of put it on the palm of my hand, another 5 minutes there, do both hands. It should give you fantastic results. Can you use red lights on eyes if you've had cataract surgery? Yes, you can. The science says it's absolutely fine, but always check with your eye specialist first. The eyes are very sensitive. And the science is 100% clear. Red light is fantastic for your eyes. But again, the distance. You've got to have that distance. If you're using our devices, you need to be arm's length away. I'm not sure what other companies are saying about this, but our lights have been tested. They match the parameters of the lights that are used in the studies in London, specifically for eyes. And with our devices, absolutely spot on. But I can't stress this enough. Arm's length away. You don't need to look directly into the light. Red light versus infrared light. Should I always use both, or when is just red light and when is just infrared light? I use both all the time. I think so. Actually, that's a great question. So the main difference between red and infrared light is that red light is mostly for the outside of the body. The red light does the skin, it does the eyes, it does the hair, it does the nails, it does the circadian rhythm. It's to wake you up in the morning. Then the near infrared light goes deeper into your body. It goes into your bones, goes into your joints, goes into your muscles, goes into your organs. That's the main difference. The red light is for the outside of the body, and the near infrared light is for the inside of the body. I recommend using them both all the time. The only time you might want to use red light only is for your face. But when you keep that distance, you can use red and near infrared light. They're both fantastic at that distance. If you're closer, which you should never be, it's better to use red light only. And then near infrared light, sometimes you would only use near infrared light if the light was getting too hot. So if you're doing a 15, 20, 25-minute session, the red light can actually cause a lot of heat. So it can cause the device itself to heat up. But if you still want to carry on doing your sessions, let's say you're doing all your achy joints, then you can switch off the red light and just have the near infrared light, because it doesn't create the heat. So you can then continue to use it on different parts of your body and not have a burning sensation, as it were. Well, it doesn't burn. Nothing really burns, but total hip replacement. Should I do 10 or 20-minute sessions, and should I use the green? So this person is referring to the Pain-Go pad. And for hips, I would say 20-minute sessions, at least 20-minute sessions. And the reason is obviously because the hips are quite big. There's generally a lot of skin around there. There's a lot of muscles. The bones themselves are very big and very deep. So we need longer treatment times. So I would absolutely do at least 20 minutes on the hips. If I have multiple conditions, short-sighted eyes, arthritis, sciatica, puffy legs and ankles, poor skin on the face, what machine would you recommend, and how would you use it each day for all these issues to be addressed? So this is a tough one. So you actually might need multiple devices if you have so many different conditions. And the reason I say that is because, okay, so the panels, the large panel can do your lower back, but it can also do your face. It can do your eyes. It can do arthritis in the knees and hands. It really depends on you personally. Like, are you mobile? Can you move around? It sounds like you've got a lot of pain. Maybe you don't want to stand in front of a panel. Maybe the smaller light is easier because then you can just hold it on any part of your body. So it really comes down to, I guess it needs to be, we really need to actually have a chat and design it, design a very specific protocol. But the big lights can do anything, but the small lights are specialized to small areas. So it's a bit of a toss-up between that. How and where to use for autoimmune of an overactive thyroid? Right on the thyroid. That's all you need. So the target lights are best because they can fit right underneath the throat. You do about 5 centimeters away, 5 minutes, and that's great for all thyroid conditions and for thyroid health in general. Red light therapy will not cause brown spots on most people's skin. There is a tiny amount of people that I've noticed, not actually with my company, but I spend a lot of time on the blogs and the forums, chatting to other people about this. And some people do find like a change in the pigment of their skin, but it's very, very, very rare. And my suspicion that it's not, the red light therapy might be activating it, but it's something to do with other parts of the lifestyle. Is a morning session of red light therapy enough to balance the circadian rhythm, or is an evening session required as well? Both are fantastic. The morning is best for most people, but some people do prefer an evening session. Best of both worlds would be to do both. Now, I would do the morning session just after you wake up, winter or summer. Just after you wake up, you do your red light therapy session. But the evening session, you've got to, especially if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, you've got to do it 3 to 4 hours before you go to sleep, because the evening session is going to be your sunset. And it's kind of natural that you go to sleep 3 or 4 hours after the sunset. So I'll do morning and late afternoon. Okay, it's just a thank you. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. It's late where I am right now. Thank you, everyone, for joining. We will do the same thing again next week. If I didn't get to your questions or you think of more questions, please feel free. Keep your eyes open for the form next week. You can fill in that form again, put your questions in there, and hopefully we will get to it. And of course, many of you have my email. You can reach out to us at info@redlightrising.co.uk. If you've got any questions that we didn't get to, you can, of course, email us and we'll do our best to help you. Thank you so much for joining, guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Sleep tight. Bye-bye.